Welcome to the Money Mentors Podcast.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us here on Money Mentors. I'm Laurel Stewart, here with one of our advisors, Marcus. And I don't know about you, but we are completely into fall. I think we talked about it a little bit last weekend, but we officially took the boat out of the water. And if you listen to us year after year, it's a pretty sad day when my dad talks about this too. So I'm going to echo him, in this instance. And we took all that away, but we are very happy to have this fall season and Halloween coming here shortly.
Yes, here it is already. Do you have your costumes yet?
No. Actually, that's one thing I haven't done a really good job at, and I need to do better. Capri, we were just talking about this as a family. What are we going to be? And I had everybody convinced that Capri wanted to be Princess Peach from Mario. Bo wants to be Bowser. Taylor and I would be Mario and Luigi. So, this could be pretty fun. But now she wants to go T-Swift, and who knows what Bo wants to be. So I just might need to decide on a costume for them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness. He could be Travis Kelce.
Oh my gosh, that'd be really funny. I should, because he loves football, so it's perfect.
There you go. See, I'm coming up with the ideas for you. No stress.
Writing it down.
But we are entering that spooky season, Halloween. And since we're all a little bit spooked out this time of year, it's a good time to talk about what scares us when it comes to retirement. We talk about this topic here on Money Mentors. A recent survey shows that actually 61% of working Americans are more afraid of retiring than dying. Okay. Yes, that's kind of a sad stat there. 64% say they fear it more than getting a divorce. And yes, those are some scary stats here, Laurel and Marcus. So does retirement have to be this big, scary thing for all of us?
Not at all. We look at it to say we understand. You have a lot of emotions coming up to this point, too, because it's uncharted territory. Right? You go from, I get a paycheck every 2 weeks, it's in my bank account, and I'm just living my life, right? I've kind of gotten through that, what my budget phase is.
Yeah.
And now you're about to shake it all up again, saying, well, how much do I spend every month, and what does that mean for what I have in my pocket? And I think the most pointed piece of this is making sure you put it in a written plan so you have confidence with your income and what is left in your account still. And that means you need to look at taxation, all of those things, because if Dad were here, he would say, this is a case of fear. False evidence accepted as real. So let's go ahead and put this to paper, put it in writing so you can see the numbers to understand everything.
Yep, and that's exactly what we do. And with new clients that come in, kind of give that written form of income plan, we have their expenses on there, and that's kind of what we provide to all of our clients, because retirement is a life event. I mean, you have marriage is a life event, graduating from college or school is a life event, having kids, buying a house. Treat this the same as a life event.
And it's great because we are here to help you understand what are some of those unknowns. You might not understand, but we're going to talk about, hey, these are the milestones coming up and to be aware of. Or let's look at worst case scenarios. We can look at best case, but let's look at worst case really and make sure that works out no matter what, that you have your critical income need every month to pay your ordinary income. And then we put that lifestyle bucket on the side too to make sure you're enjoying what you've worked so hard for.
Real life lessons about your retirement. You're listening to the Money Mentors Podcast.
Not only is it the time of year when we get a little scared, it's that time of year, too, when our employer starts asking you to make benefit choices for next year. And there may be a really great option hiding there among your healthcare choices. In fact, CNBC says this particular option has a triple tax benefit. What are they talking about here, Marcus and Laurel?
Do you want to start with what an HSA is? We'll kind of break it down from there.
Yeah, absolutely. So an HSA, health savings account, is an account where, as an employee, you can make contributions to this account. And the idea is to let those dollars grow tax-free depending on what the expense is used for in the future. If it's used for a medical expense down the road, because typically in retirement, as you get older, you have more medical expenses. So you can use those dollars, pull them from this HSA account tax-free to use to your benefit.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And what we say being tax benefits, that means that money you put into the HSA is tax deductible. So that means it's going to lower your taxable income when you look at that come tax time. And like Marcus said, any money you earn in that account is like interest, tax-free. So you might have an account where this is just kind of sitting, maybe not doing anything, but you could also invest it. And that's what we're talking about, gaining interest on that. So there's some different options there. And also, the nice thing about it versus FSA, so we get that question a lot, what's an HSA versus an FSA? Mm-hmm. That FSA is a flex spending account. So an HSA rolls over, unlike FSAs. So that means you have money in your HSA that's going to roll over year after year. We're in 2024 right now. You don't use it all in 2024. Well, it's okay to keep it there. You can still use it for 2025. So that's nicer. You don't have to have such a pulse on it. Mm-hmm. And also you own it. So it's yours even if you change jobs.
Love that.
But one thing to look at here is that contribution limits. There are those each year, just like any other kind of account that you're contributing to. And you need a high deductible health plan to qualify for the HSA. Mm-hmm. So, us here at Matson Financial, we do offer health insurance to our team members as well. And this is one of those things that, Taylor and I go through when we're kind of assessing what are the needs that we had this year. What about this, and this with kids? How many times are we taking them to the doctor? Those types of things. And then we look at it to say, yeah, this high deductible health plan is best for our family. And that means we can also use this HSA benefit as well.
Yeah. And again, you mentioned it carries over to your employer, carries over too, even into retirement. I mean, Gary's talked about that a lot here on the show, how you can actually use that account, again, invest within it, use all the tax benefits here that you get with that HSA. And you could potentially have an extra savings vehicle for some of those healthcare expenses in retirement, too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just one of those other buckets that we like to use. We have the Roth IRA bucket, the IRA bucket, the checking and savings account, or the yo-yo account, we like to call it. Mm-hmm. And then we have the non-qualified account. This HSA bucket is really just another bucket to use tax-free, use those dollars tax-free in retirement to pay for those medical expenses.
It's so nice to have that flexibility. Mm-hmm. Like Marcus was talking about those different types of diversified tax plans or those tax strategies depending on those dollars. And that's so nice because when a life event happens or something happens, you have the freedom then to look at how do these dollars in these different accounts affect your income plan so you can make the smartest choice for your family at that time, not just blindly saying, yep, I'm going to take money out of my account and I'm going to pay taxes on it. You're being a little smarter with your choices because you have more diversification built in.
Want weekly lessons from your money mentors? Yes. Hit the subscribe button now and listen every weekend on Wood Radio.
The opinions expressed in this program are for general informational purposes only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual or on any specific security. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult your financial advisor prior to investing. Any past performance discussed during this program is no guarantee of future results. Fee-based financial planning and investment services are offered by Matson Financial Services, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products and services offered through Lakeview Financial Group, LLC, Matson Financial Services, LLC, and Lakeview Financial Group are affiliated. To find out if Matson Financial Services is licensed in your state, please call 800-536-8907.